All right. So that we can share this with our coaches and a few that are not able to join us. So I'm going to minimize this. So, guys, welcome to our first faculty meeting that we're holding virtually as a joint faculty meeting. Um, we did a few prior to, and if we go back on NTI or anything like that, we may do some more. But I do appreciate you guys being here, and we'll go ahead and get started. As always, we want to get started with our teachers of the month. We are going to forego the mission and vision just today. But we will get back to that on Tuesday when we are together. So we'll go ahead and get started. And we had several people that were nominated. I do have to say that I have to remind you guys. And so we really want to make sure we take care of acknowledging our colleagues and things. And I know you guys do the work for the right reasons. You do it because it's what we do. We take care of kids and we do the best we can for them, whether we get acknowledged for it or not. But it's also nice for somebody to say, hey, I see the hard work that you're doing. So thank you for those nominations that came in. And you can also go ahead and start nominating for next month, all month long. It is in your team drive. It is in the top of your live calendar. You can access that link whenever you want to. So for the nominations that we had, for Teacher of the Month for the month of October, the first one is Miss Kristen Martin Van Meter. I'm going to use both of her names right now until we get used to her new name. So you can see here that she was nominated because she's always presents herself as a positive manner, whether with a coworker, student, or a parent. This person that nominated her said they had the opportunity to observe her manage teaching her at home and her at school students. We're going to talk a little bit more about Miss Martin Van Meter and the job that she's doing with that. It's phenomenal. She's done an excellent job of making sure that her at home students have what they need and clearly understand what is expected of them. And we all know how hard that is right now, trying to manage a full classroom and your at home learners. But I've been in her classroom for a couple of times, and I was even in there today. And I have to say that some great things going on there, and she's going to be sharing that not just with our school, but also with our district. And we'll talk a little bit about how she's doing that and how we're going to have some other teachers that will also be sharing what they're learning in this new world that we have of COVID and some of the new instructional models that we have to use, the concurrent, the synchronous and asynchronous. So we're going to have some other teachers that are going to be spotlighted, but we really thank Miss Van Meter for her work there. And there's just some outstanding things going on in her classroom. Miss Beth Mormon was also nominated, and she was nominated by two people. So one says she remains a runner. She's positive with the staff and the children, which she absolutely is that. Miss Mormon is one of the best teachers I've ever seen work with students. She's amazing and a great colleague to boot. So definitely we all can agree with that. Great job and well deserved acknowledgement, Miss Mormon. Also, we have Miss Jackie Busby. The person that nominated her said she's such an important member of our school family, and she's consistently changing her schedule to meet every student and cares for each and every one of them. Jackie is always a person that I can go to for advice and support. So this is also a well-deserved acknowledgement from Miss Busby for the work that she does, and her work's a little different, but we really appreciate the things that she does here at the school as well. And then the last one for our teacher of the month was for Miss Salem Smith. And the person nominated her says that she was nominated because she's always sharing wonderful ideas and strategies to support her students with the best resources as possible. And she genuinely cares for her students and her colleagues. She's always happy to help and offer suggestions, and she's encouraging and uplifts others with her warmth and her positive energy. She's a joy to work with, and we are so fortunate to have her on our team of teachers here at MCMS. I absolutely agree with that. All of these nominations are well deserved, and we thank you all. And I wish we could take the time to thank everybody for the work that they've done for this month. For the month of October, we have selected Miss Mormon. So Miss Mormon is our teacher of the month for the month of October, and we thank Miss Mormon for the work that she's done. We'll take care of her, and Miss Mormon, you can enjoy the parking space out front. So we also want to take care of our. Let me make sure I've got everybody in here real quick. All right. We also want to acknowledge our classified staff because, as I mentioned before, our classified staff is a huge part of what we do here at our school as well. We can't do this without them. And if we ever thought we could, this whole situation that we're in now with COVID and some of the human resources that we get short on and we have to pull together and work together as a team, this should show us, if nothing else, how important our classified staff are to what we do here. So Miss Jessica Rodriguez was nominated. It talks about her being a central part of our neighborhood, which she is. She helps all of our students, no matter what and who they are. She's built great relationships with many of our parents and our families, which has had a huge impact on student success. She's the definition of a runner, and she does any job, anytime. And it's a very crazy year. She's been an amazing source of positivity and calmness. So, Ms. Rodriguez, absolutely, I agree with every word that's said there. Thank you so much for your work with our kids and our families and our teachers. Um, Also, Miss Mindy McGinnis was nominated as well, and it states a lot of great things about Miss McGinnis. It just talks about how she goes in above and beyond for her EL students. She does that with any student. That she creates strong relationships with them and works hard to make content accessible and understandable for them. I appreciate her enthusiasm and kindness, and she's been a great addition to MCMS. Absolutely, words I resoundingly kind of support that. She's been phenomenal. Thank you, Miss McGinnis, for your hard work. And then, last but not least, for our classified was nominated Mr. Frank Profundi. And I love that our maintenance staff gets some of the shout outs they deserve. They work really, really hard, as does everybody in the building. But this person really wanted to make sure that Mr. Profundi got some attaboys that he deserves. So it talks about how he goes above and beyond and make sure that the rooms are extremely clean. He really does take a lot of pride and doing a good job. And just paying close attention to the small details, ensuring that all the rooms have top notch cleanliness, always asking how your day is, and taking extra steps to do something nice for others. So we certainly appreciate Mr. Profundi. I hope he knows that, and I'll make sure that he knows that he was nominated and some of the kind things that were said about him, very true things. So for all of our classified nominations, all well deserved. Thank you so much. And so for the month of October, we've selected Ms. Rodriguez. So, Ms. Rodriguez, I'll come and see you. Just thank you so much for all that you do and for being a big part of the success here at Marnell C. Moorman. As I mentioned, can't do without you. And thank you for all those that took the time to nominate a colleague as well. Continue to do that. Just a few dates to keep in mind. We've got a lot going on, guys, so I want to make sure everyone is ready to go. Things. I think we got someone that has their mic on. If we'll just check that. I'll turn this off. I think it's Karen's. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we had a reminder about is, of course, picture day tomorrow. Please, please, please follow the directions and report times that will be shared with you. Ms. McPherson will not be able to be with us tomorrow, but she has set things up really well. And I really want to thank Ms. Sarah Spry for stepping in and doing a great job of making sure that all of the picture forms got to you guys in your mailboxes to get out in time for families. And she's going to be doing a whole lot of helping with the logistics tomorrow with the support of one or two parents. Of course, we can't have the number of parents we would normally have in to help us with this. So we're going to be a little shorthanded. So it's very important, teachers, that we're all well aware of what we're expected to do tomorrow, where we're supposed to be, and we help to facilitate, a smooth transition in and out for pictures tomorrow. Hopefully, both of our photographers will be here. I know last year we had a little bit of a hiccup with that, if we do this year, we'll just do the best we can and we'll move forward. But hopefully they'll both be here. So please be mindful of that tomorrow. It will be taking place in the large gym. And so just want to make sure everybody's ready to go for that. Health insurance enrollment, it does end tomorrow. So if you haven't taken care of that, please make sure that you do. My understanding is you only had to go in if you were going to make some changes from your health plan from last year. But please be mindful that does end tomorrow. I want to make sure everybody gets taken care of, especially right now with flu season coming and some of the other things that we deal with on a routine basis with our health. Conferences, this is very important. We have conferences that are coming up, and for elementary, we're going to keep some of the format that you guys have with it being parent-teacher conference. Middle school, we're going to move a little bit more to a student-led conference, and so you guys have been working on that. Please make sure that you are utilizing the master sign-up list. Very important that you use the master sign-up list that I sent out, and of course, those are linked here. This is going to be fun. Here, and here's what I need you to do. If on the sign-up list you have a family that you need support with translation, I simply need you to go in and I need you to highlight that name of that family in yellow. So I think I have one in middle school. If you do that for us, then I have reached out to Ms. Cook, and along with the team of support that we have here already in the building, we're going to get some additional people to help us with translation and being able to communicate with our families. And so if you will do, I put some meetings I have scheduled, but I put those in a different color, in an aqua. But if you would go in and put your meetings in yellow, I had some marked yellow, but I can't find them right now. But just highlight that yellow. What we can do is anybody can look in here and say, oh, Mr. Cole needs help with translation. He's got a family at 11:30. So I'm going to assign some people to each neighborhood, but this is the way that we know when you need that help, when you have those families scheduled. It's very important, even if you keep your list somewhere else, that you utilize this master list. This is the one that I'm turning in for our school, and this is the one that everybody has access to so that we can support you. So just be mindful of that for me. And there again, mark all that need language support in yellow. And then that way we know how to plan and I can assign people in the right place at the right times. Okay. All righty. So moving on. Yes.
So for picture day,
yes.
Are we taking staff photos tomorrow as well?
Yes. Okay. I'm glad that you brought that up. Yes, the expectation is when you bring your students that you step in and you take your picture as well. And that's one of the reasons why on Red Ribbon Day we went with Dress to Impress, because we knew people wanted to look good tomorrow. And personally, my hairdresser couldn't get me in, so I'm going to take my picture December when we have makeups, because what we're not doing is this little brother look that I got here. But for the staff that wants to participate, and several of you guys that are new, I would love to have a photo so that we can have that of you. And even if you're not new, an updated picture would be great. And we utilize those for different things. So please make sure that you are ready to go tomorrow for picture day as well. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, some other dates to keep in mind. November 3rd, that is a mandatory day for all staff. It is election day. Now, someone mentioned to me today, they said, it's election day. When do I get to go vote? My answer was this. It's very simple. There's a million ways to vote this year. I voted personally by mail. I trust the mail carrier. There's early voting, but this date has been on our calendar since August. It is not something I just put on there. It has literally been on there since we started school, not even before we started school. So I need you to make arrangements for you to vote. I'm not trying to hinder any voting or anything like that. This is just our day. I selected this day as opposed to the day in February. The other day I could have selected was February 12th. I really don't like choosing February dates because it is cold and the weather could be bad. And it's just not a date that I wanted to choose. So some schools selected the February 12th date. So not every school is meeting on November 3rd. The majority of us are, but some are not. I think Shelby County High School and a couple of others, they selected to February. We will be off that day. So please make the arrangements that you need to make. But it is a mandatory day for us. What I decided to do was just to add the parent teacher conference to a day we were already going to have to be here for a full day. And I wanted you all to be able to get that off your plate. And I wanted to have an opportunity to catch parents through the day. Some get off earlier, some are, work second shift. So if we catch them before they go to work, it just was, to me, a good day to do this. So that's one of the reasons why I selected to go ahead and take care of these things on November 3rd. So at the bottom there, you can see what my plan is for the day. We will have some learning with Dr. Ellison. He's super excited. He called me last night and we talked through some things, and we're going to talk a little bit tonight. So he can't wait to be here. So we're looking forward to that. And we have a full staff PBIS training that we have to take care of. So we're going to go ahead and do that instead of doing that during a faculty meeting. We'll take care of it that day. I'm going to give you a little bit longer lunch, and we're going to provide that lunch for you as a staff. So that you don't have to rush and you don't have to worry about going out, and you can spend some time enjoying your lunch as opposed to standing in line at a restaurant or any of those things. And we will start our parent teacher conferences from 12:30 to 6:30. So there is a RTI video or MTSS video that you are required to watch. It is a 45-minute video. So what I have done, and I will show this to you on a screen, I want to say it might be the next screen, is I've placed that in a survey. So what you would do is you would access that, and that will also take your email address. It will populate your email address, and you will view the video from inside of that survey. And that way I have a count of who took care of that responsibility and met that expectation without having to be with you. I'm going to open that for you guys starting Monday, on the day that you're off, Monday, November the 2nd. And I'm going to close it at the end of the parent teacher conference on Tuesday, November 3rd. So you have those 2 days to watch it whenever you want. And if you have some time between parents and you want to watch, that's fine. If you want to do it on your lunch, that's fine. You do it whenever you want to. You can do it whatever time that fits you. But make sure that you take care of that video. It is mandatory and it's required. There will be a sign out sheet at the end of the parent teacher conferences. You must come to the front office to check out. I will have an admin member there, kind of similar to last year that we had parent teacher conferences here. You will check out, and you don't have to bring me your printed out roster of who came in. I'm going to have that. That's why I have the Google Sheet. I already have that to print off for us. But you will come, you will then sign your invoice. And after signing your invoice, you can leave, and that's the way you will get your additional 3 hours pay for your conferences. So I will remind you on the intercom at 6:30 to make sure that you come to the front office and take care of signing out so we can get you paid for your time. All right, report cards go home Friday, November 6th. And I'm going to have Ms. Young kind of talk us through some things. But that is a good time too, where you have some additional time on the 3rd in between parents or whatever you've got going on in your classroom, where you can go ahead and get prepared for report cards to go out on that day too. So Ms. Young, will you kind of talk us through a few pieces that you and I discussed earlier today?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So you can see the bullets under report cards. I'm just going to go through some of those. Ask if you need any help with Empower. I know that I've been around to our new staff and helped you set up your grade books, but I'm sure there's going to be questions as you start entering evidence. So please reach out to me. I also linked in the second bullet the document that is on our website currently for how to print and create progress reports, which are report cards. It's the same thing in Empower. So there's a document there if you need help or you don't remember the directions for printing. Scores, hold on, Annie said thinking the same thing. Oh, okay. Kennan's asking a question to Miss Jones.
Okay, go ahead. I'll find it.
They're asking if staff can come in on November 2nd to do some grading.
If yes, you can come in November 2nd. If you need to do that, let me know so that I can just make maintenance aware. They will be here, but they're going to work in the day since there's no kids here. So yes, I will probably be here some too that day.
Okay, and then so looking at the third bullet, this is kind of a big one and this is new. I went over it at the beginning of this year, but to be honest, it went in one ear and out the other because it wasn't pertinent at the time. So I just wanted to remind you that this summer we decided to make this switch as a district to where if you have evidence in Empower, it's going to say IP until you have those 3 pieces. So it's not going to populate a score like it did last year. Last year, if you put 1 score in, it gave that kid a score for just that 1 piece of evidence. It's not going to do that now. So it's more important than ever that you have 3 pieces of evidence per standard for priority standard, because on report cards or progress reports, your student is not going to show up with a score. It's going to say IP. So best practice, guys, is that we should have been putting evidence in Empower since we've had it through NTI. I know that some of you have voiced concerns about scores and evidence in Empower. I'm not sure how to support you except saying we've been teaching kids for a while now. We've been giving them assignments. We've been doing things with kids. So you should have evidence in Empower. If you need help in putting evidence in or walking through that, I'm more than willing to help you. Those of you who took time at the beginning of the year to teach previous year standards, you have access to those in Empower. So give kids credit for the work that they did and for the work that you did, even if it's not within your grade level. That's what Empower is set up to do. So make sure that you have that in so that we're not scrambling when it comes to report card time. That seems to be kind of a concern that we have every time around this year where it's the first report card. But look at the work that you've asked students to do. There's more than enough evidence that you can collect. You just need to make sure that you're practicing putting that in a timely manner so that you're not feeling overwhelmed or behind right before report card time.
So what I noticed is, looking in some of the, looking in some people's Empower, is there's activities and things, but there's no grades. Like there's a lot of stuff in some cases in Empower that they've done, but literally nothing's been graded. And so I've been getting some calls from parents. I got a couple of emails to share one with Jennifer so Jennifer can help me kind of answer it. But parents are saying there's no grades and they can't see anything, and they can't. So, we'll work through some of that with them as we talk with them during parent teacher conferences. But, make sure that we go back in and we clean that up. And if you need any help, because I'm certainly horrible at Empower, I'm a novice at best. So I have to rely on Jennifer, just like some of you guys are, as till I learn it. And I really need to do a better job of trying to learn it. But at this point, what we don't want to do is play catch up with it. And some of us are going to have to, according to what I see in there. And that's okay. But please make sure that you use the time that we have, and you have that day before. And, the report card period ends on Friday, so that we can make sure that we do our best to represent our kids and where they are. And if they've done some work, let's make sure that we're scoring it for them.
Also, a couple of reminders. Profile of a graduate competencies are things that we can report on. There's a way for it to show on progress report. So if you focused on compassion over content the first couple of weeks, I'm positive that you are working on building collaborators and communicators. So those are things that you can give kids evidence for and we can report on. There is also not an expectation that you have a certain number of standards listed that you have scores on. So think about it in that meaning as well. Don't think about like, breadth or think about depth into one standard. If you need help, let me know. If it's just one standard, ELA in middle school, we talk about this a lot because our standards are huge. If it's one part of a writing standard that we've been working on and it's only out of 2 points because that's where we are right now, that is okay. But we need to make sure that we're giving kids and yourselves credit for the work that you're doing every day, because you guys are killing it. But your scores aren't showing up. So just make sure that you keep that in mind.
And please make sure that you reach out to Jennifer. Elementary, we're going to move on because we know that you're on as well. But just let us know if you need some help. Don't wait until the last minute because she has a lot of people to serve. Just let us know and we'll help you there. November 9th is board report for Marnell C. Moorman. They're doing it different this year. So board report is where the admin team and our site-based committee meets with the board. And most of the time, or all the time until now, that meeting's all about student achievement. So scores and where we are and some other non-academic things, but it's really academic conversations. Well, that's changed because of COVID. So this year they're asking us for a presentation. And so basically there's going to be 25 minutes where we present where we are with our school. We're going to talk about some celebrations, some current data, which our data is what it is. And it's going to inform what we do and what our needs are, what we need from the board to help support where we're going. So those are going to be the big pieces. We're going to present. They're going to have about 25 minutes to ask us questions, and the parents and the teachers on the SBDM committee, as well as admin. And so the reason why I'm making you guys aware of this is because we really need to show off some of the things that we're doing here. So we're going to come around and you may see us taking more pictures than most. I think I was in a couple of classrooms today and I took a couple of pictures. I remember taking one in Miss Martin's. I took one in Miss Pinto's. I took one in Miss Jasper's. Just some of the things that we're doing with our kids, and even what you guys are doing is you're interacting with kids at home and taking care of your at-home learners at the same time you're taking care of your in-person learners. So we're talking about, the struggles and the greatness of concurrent learning. There's some good pieces of it too. So we want to kind of spotlight the efforts that we're making with that and just some other things that we have going on around the building. While we do have some things that we got to work on, our kids are struggling. We've got some scores that, are not where we want them to be. That's okay. It's good information for us to have, and we're going to be real when we talk to the board about where we are and where we hope to be. But we want to also make sure we celebrate too. So if you see some cool things or you're doing some great things with your kids, if you'll snap a couple of pictures and send those our way for our presentation, we'd certainly appreciate that. And we'd love to spotlight you and your kids on that night in front of the board. So that will be November 9th. Just a couple of other friendly reminders. Calling in sick. I said this at the beginning of the year and we've all been busy. It's been a ton of stuff that's going on. So I really need to reiterate this because right now I am the one taking care of getting all of our subs and taking care of putting in our sick days in ASOP. And it's a little extra job on me. I don't mind doing it, but I need your help with a few things. So if you are sick, this is just like any other time. You must call in by 6 a.m. I'm getting people calling me at 7:15, and they're supposed to be here at that time. You can't do that, guys. I have to have time. Even if ASOP was up and this was a regular school year, 6 a.m., whether you're middle school or elementary, is the cutoff time. I also asked if you would please text me. So some of you guys are emailing me, and I love that, and thank you, especially if you've got lesson plans or something that you need me to print or give to a sub or a covering teacher. Email's fine, but please text me. And the reason why is because I'm getting dressed and getting in the shower and doing all the morning routines we all do. And I have a bell, or I can hear a text pop up. And I listen for it. I keep my phone in my hand constantly listening and checking for someone who's calling in. So please, just please text me and text Tony. If you need our numbers again, I will give those to you, or you can look back in the slide deck and look at the very first orientation slide deck for our faculty collaborations. All of that is in there, our work numbers. Please text me as well as email. You can email me, but text me too, okay? By 6 a.m., please, please, please. If you wake up and something's happened, it was an emergency, stuff happens, life happens. But for the most part, it has to be 6 a.m. All classified, you have to help attempt to find coverage. That is no different. That's always been the case. I will do the best I can to support you. The classified sub list is located in our live calendar at the top as a link. But I will tell you, it's tough to get subs right now. So just do the best that you can. And, we've been a great team about filling in and covering where we need to. But you guys have seen in the last couple of days, we've had a lot of people out. 8 and 9. Monday, we had 9. And we don't mind covering, and everybody's been great about it. But, as much as we can be here, we definitely want to. But just a few things I wanted to keep in mind about calling in sick. The 30th, October 30th, November the 24th, and November 30th. Those days are already taken for personal days. Remember, I mentioned when we were having our purple days in the gym that the district has changed from 10% to 5%. So after 2 people ask me for a personal day, I have to close the personal days. So October 30th, November 24th, and November 30th are already closed. We've already had the number of people reach out and ask for those days off. So I wanted to make you aware in advance, okay? But just send those requests for personal days to me via email, and I'll try to answer you back with an affirmative that I've received it and you're approved or not. If I forget, and sometimes I do, guys, I get probably 150 emails a day, and that is the honest to God truth as I sit here. That's probably the least I get a day. If I don't get to you, please just send me a reminder email and I will take care of you as soon as possible. Teacher of the Year, we still have until November 6th for our Teacher of the Year. We have some really good candidates. Like, this is going to be extremely tough in a great way. But if you do have someone you want to honor as the Marnell C. Moorman Teacher of the Year, we have until next Friday to do that. So this link is also live, so make sure that you access that. And we'll go ahead and take care of them. But I'm blown away by the nominees that we have currently. And every solitary one of them will represent our school with pride. I can see anybody being the winner of that. But please make sure that you use that link if you've got someone else you want to nominate. Just a reminder too, this is the United Way campaign period. So if you are a staff member and you have not taken the opportunity or forgot or would like the opportunity to donate, and you can do this by cash, you can do a one-time gift, or you can do it by payroll deduction, which is the way I do it because it hurts a little less. I don't notice it as much. Please make sure that you utilize that link. It is, of course, a live link that will take you to the campaign website, and we'll take care of that this year for you without paper, pencil. We'll take care of that virtually. Great stuff the United Way does, and there was a great article that came out, and it was some great stuff in Cindy Skelly's last SMORE through the district. So read up on that, and you'll find that your money goes a long way. All right, so I talked to you earlier about the intervention video, the multi-tiered system of support video, RTI, which you'll hear those 2 words, MTSS and RTI, kind of back and forth. This video is the required one that I spoke to you about. The link at the top is active, and so is the picture. So you can click on these later on when I release it after our meeting today, and you can go ahead starting Monday and access the video and watch it. I will tell you the video is inside of the survey, so you just make your screen a little bit bigger if you want the video bigger. But I had linked it to my YouTube page, so I've tried it out several times and it works the way it should in terms of sound. And so this is the way we're going to make sure that I can verify that you have taken care of that expectation and met that obligation by accessing this video, okay? So make sure that you take care of that for me. We're almost done here. Extended school services. So we want to start with that tomorrow. I'm not sure we'll have any students, but we're going to be here. And for those teachers that are hired to do extended school services, I would like to meet with you guys. If we have kids, we're going to work with kids. If we don't, we're going to meet and talk about how this is going to look and what this is going to look like. This is kind of new for us. So just some reminders for all teachers, because when you speak to families on Tuesday, I want you to be able to offer to them extend to them the service that we have here that we're going to offer. So make sure that you talk this up so that these kids take advantage of the support. But it will be every Wednesday and Thursday. Elementary will be from 2:30 to 4. Middle school will be from 3:30 to 5. All elementary students should be referred by a teacher or a parent. Transportation is not provided for elementary. It will be housed in, see, I haven't talked to Ms. Smith and Ms. Hardesty, so this is kind of new for them. So it will be housed in Ms. Smith and Ms. Hardesty's joint classroom. And that's because we're changing things now with related arts. So we're going to move from the CTE area. Middle school will have transportation, and it will be housed in the 6th grade neighborhood. So what I've created, and this is an active link too, and I want teachers and families to have access to this. But if you click here, elementary referral survey, this is the survey that I've created for teachers and parents to utilize to refer an elementary student to ESS support. So I've got some information for the parents at the top about they have to pick up their child by 4 o'clock, no exception. They can pick their child up earlier than that. That's okay. But we want the name of the child. We want the grade level that they're in. We want the name of the child's teacher so that we can go into your lesson plan in the lesson group folder in the group drive and utilize your lesson plan if we need to support that kid. And we need the subject area that you are needing that kid to have some support in. And then here I have the dates. So a parent can select a date. We can know in advance when a parent wants to send a child. We can plan forward for that. And then down here at the bottom, it's just making sure that the parent clicks off that they understand what our expectations are and that they know to come and pick up their child and so on and so forth. And I even have a link here that says, I'm not a parent, I'm a teacher that's completing this for a parent. So if you're on the phone with a parent and you talk this out and you're like, hey, I want him to go to ESS next Thursday on the 3rd, and I'll pick him up. Well, you can go in and complete this form for the parent. Just as long as we have confirmation that the parent understands that the child's staying, approves that, and is going to provide transportation for them. So this will be a live link in the live calendar. Like I always put everything at the top of the live calendar. This is also going to be a live link on our school website so that parents can also utilize our school website to use this parent reform form. Right? The attendance, and I need all of you guys to know this as well, the attendance for kids participating in ESS will be taken on this sheet. This is the same one that we used when we were in NTI and we offered NTS. So you can see down at the bottom, we do this by the month. So any kid that has reported to ESS, whether it be elementary or middle school, those teachers hired for ESS will take their attendance, put their grade, the date, what they worked on, how much time they worked on it, and whether or not it was in person or virtually. There's a lot of reasons why we're doing this, but if you need to know, hey, is such and such reporting to ESS, is he getting some extra help? You can look in here and see that. It's also used for me because I have to have this information for a data pool that goes through Infinite Campus. So I have to have it, but it's also great information for you. And for middle school, I've had a couple of students pull a fast one saying they're staying for ESS and different things. Parents call and I'm like, I'm looking on the roster, that he didn't come to ESS that day. So it's a lot of reasons why it's important that we keep accurate data of who's attending ESS, who's taking advantage of those services. And I wanted you guys to know where to find this as teachers, so that you are aware of if the child that you recommended is actually attending and receiving the extra help that we have offered for them. So this will also be linked in the master live calendar for you to access, okay? And those teachers hired for ESS, they will utilize this every ESS session. So we can keep that updated and know what kids are getting support and if it's helping. Any questions so far? All right, admin, I hope you're keeping an eye on the chat for me because I can't see that. So that
I did send in one question.
Mm-hmm.
I have a student who'd like to complete the ESS virtually. Is there a way to designate that on the form?
Yeah, okay. So I'm glad that you asked that. I don't know if it's missing here, but there is a virtual. We have for elementary a virtual option as well as in person, and for middle a virtual option as well as in person. And I will show you that. And I think what happened, hold on just a second. I put this, and I think I didn't refresh this. So this may happen. So what I'm going to do, what you need to do is, and I'm going to make sure that our parents are well aware of this in the Blackboard message. I did put it in the SMORE that went out this Friday. But what all they need to do is they're going to go to our school website. And you guys, I'm going to share a link with you guys as teachers in case you want to push it out in Dojo or anything like that. Yeah, it showed up on this one. Hold on. That's what I need to do. So down here, let's see. Down here, I have put our school website. So on our school website, let's see. If you scroll right here, I have put at-home learners sign in for ESS academic support. It's on every day. They can sign up any day of the week. Click here. They click there. It takes them to this screen. And then they can click if it's a K-3 or 4th, 5th grader and 6th, 8th grader in language arts and social studies or science and math. Okay, let's say it's a kindergartner that needs help. The parent will click here. And it's going to take them to a wait while. And just like we did for those that worked ESS during NTI, they're going to come, they're going to click that, and they're going to book a time. And I've got them in 30-minute slots. So elementary is from 2:30 to 4. So they would book a time, they would click here, and they will put their name and they will reserve a spot for their child to get support at home. So there's teachers that are dedicated to working with the at-home kids during ESS and teachers in middle school that are dedicated to at home. The other teachers are dedicated to the in-person. So there is an option to help all of our learners, and hopefully the families will utilize this service. But we did think about that. And so this is how I set it up. I hope it works for everybody. I think it's pretty easy to use as long as parents know where to find the link. So I will make sure that I share that. Everybody good with that? So if you've got an at-home learner, they're going to be able to access ESS same time of day as the in-person learners. If there is no at-home learners that need help, the teacher hired is going to work with the kids that showed up, because all teachers are going to stay in the building, whether they're working with in-home or at home or whether they're doing in person. We try to make sure we took care of all of our learners. Any other question about ESS? Okay, so for middle school, there is a bus that's offered, and this is the same schedule we had last year, the same stops. So on Wednesday and Thursday, they can utilize the bus. Collins is paying for the Wednesday bus. We're going to pay for the Thursday bus. So it was cheaper on both schools. but they can get on the bus at 5 o'clock. Miss Rayleigh's going to help make sure that they follow the bus rules. And those that are getting picked up are going to be walked to the front of the building. Those riding the bus are going to be taken through the kitchen or the gym area to meet the bus every day. But those are the common stops that the bus stops at. Sometimes it requires a kid to take a short walk or a family member to meet them at a stop area. But we're trying to make sure that all of our kids can have access to support. And we're also going to provide them with snacks. The snacks may not start the first or second meeting because they've got to be ordered. But we're trying to make sure that our kids don't have any kind of barriers to getting support when they need it, whether virtually or at school. So if you can share this information with families, this is also on our website, but just drive our families to our website so that they know what we have to offer to support their student. All right, this is something really, really cool. And I'm going to have Jennifer kind of jump into, and this is one of the last things today. So I think I am going to get us right under that hour. But when we talk about the district and the need for support, because this is a very new thing that we're trying to do in terms of concurrent learning, there's a very cool tool that the district has come up with that I want you guys to have access to, and a lot of great videos that some teachers in the district are making and we're having access to, where you can see them do this work in real time. So Jennifer, can you talk through the concurrent home dashboard?
Yes, can you click on the link?
Sure can.
Okay, bear with me. I've got a toddler who's in a trampoline right now.
No problem. And I have to move this around a little bit because I don't know why it always comes up this huge.
Oh. It's big. So I'm sharing this resource as full transparency that it's still a work in progress, guys, and it's going to be ever building throughout the school year. But this is a resource that Student Achievement has been working on in order to support all of the craziness that we've been dealing with that you all in the classrooms too have been dealing with concurrent learning. And our school really started concurrent learning
For others.
really more than anybody else did because of numbers and situations. So what this is a resource that's currently linked under your SCPS bookmark. So you can see on Ms. Jones' screen at the top left hand where it says SCPS bookmarks. That's in your computer. So if you click on your SCPS bookmarks link, there will be a link here to the concurrent class. See at the bottom, concurrent classroom dashboard. So that's how you get to it. It is full of resources, videos, tips, anything that you can think about when it comes to concurrent learning for different categories. Social, emotional, and self-care is on here as well. When Ms. Jones was talking about Ms. Van Meter being highlighted, I had reached out and asked her, because she's having such success in teaching in a concurrent model, if she would be our first teacher to represent MCM for the district in this on this dashboard. And so where it says that there are teacher videos, there's certain ones that say videos from SCPS teachers included. That one right there that Ms. Jones is hovering over actually has a video from Ms. Van Meter talking about how she engages her students in school as well as at home. I also have a video of her classroom, of her teaching a mini lesson that is going to be included on the dashboard soon. So we're probably going to be coming to some of you all and asking if we can get some tips from you or short clips of you having success with certain parts of concurrent learning. And what this is going to do for us, hopefully, is build a system of resources and tools that you guys can go to for different parts of concurrent learning. And hopefully by seeing videos from other teachers and schools and classrooms across the district, it can help build your capacity and learning, because we can't go and observe people like we usually do in our district. And so our goal for this is that we can support you a little bit better in this really unknown world and situation. So if you come across resources that you use that you think are amazing and that you think would be great on here, share those with me and I can add those to our dashboard. And like I said, if you get approached to do a video, or if you even think that there's something that you're having success with that you want to talk to other teachers about, reach out to me and I'll come and set something up with you. So this is going to be ongoing. We're going to add to it, but I want you guys to check it out and see if you can get something out of it. One thing that I really loved, I was in a training yesterday, and where Ms. Jones is hovering over the GRACE and social emotional care, the trainer that we were in a training with had choice boards that were designed for SEL, for students, for teachers, and for parents. And we've included those in this link. So I thought about that well-being choice board for teachers, Ms. Jones, in the bottom right-hand corner. I thought about advisory and some other things. So play around in here. If there's something that you find and the link doesn't work or it says something weird, let me know so that I can change that. But we just hope that this is something that can support you and that, we can kind of learn together through the district with.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Principals it was shared with us about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, in admin, and it's really, really cool. So I wanted you to have access to it as soon as possible. Please kind of play around in there. It's tons of information, and sometimes we feel like a lot is too much, but it's really not. Like, it's really good, useful stuff, and the videos are phenomenal. And there's so many teachers in the our building, that we're going to be coming to, because you're going to be added to this video. We're going to curate some things, and you're going to be a part of that curation for our district. And just thank you. I want to ask you and thank you up front for your help and support in doing that. And I, selfishly, as a principal, I love to show off my staff. So be looking for us to come around and ask you to play a part. And thank you in advance for being able to do that for us. So that's really all I have. And I'm right under 3 minutes. I have one thing I just want you to keep in mind, guys. I need you to be very, very careful out here. I know that we're in the red, and that's not something I've discussed a lot with you guys, but it's something that we need to talk, kind of think about. None of the issues that we have so far have come from within the school. A lot of these things are coming because of activities outside of the school day. So I need you guys to be very, very careful when you go home. I know that we're with families and friends, but we still have to practice the same kind of mitigating things that we practice in the building to keep ourselves safe. So, when I tell parents, I got your kids, they're safe here, it's kind of hard when I have teachers out because practices that had nothing to do with being in the building. And so I'm not trying to in any kind of way manage your all's lives outside of school. I'm just saying that as an essential worker, we just still have to be careful. Had breakfast at Biscuit Belly this weekend with one of my best friends, and the whole time we sat outside, and I was like, we didn't take our mask off except when we were eating, and we just really practiced those things. And it's just something that we're going to have to do for a while as we see that these numbers are not coming down, and that's just to keep ourselves safe and our kids safe. So thank you for all that you do. I really do appreciate you, and I know I don't stop and say it enough, and that's something I got to get better at, but I truly do. I put the staff up against anybody's staff. And while we're not perfect and we're working through some things, and you certainly don't have a leader that's perfect, we are doing some really good things, guys. And I don't want you to forget that. Keep hanging in there and let me know if there's anything that me and my admin team can do to support you. And I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning. And we're just gonna be in the fight one more day for our kids. So thank you guys. If there's nothing from admin, Tony, anything you need to add? I still have her. Right. Sparks, anybody on the admin team, anything before I let everybody go?
No, ma'am.
All
There's
right. Nope.
One quick question. There's someone who is just on an iPhone, but it doesn't say their name. So I want to make sure they get counted for attendance. So if you don't have your name on your Zoom call, can you let me know who you are? That would be
You
great.
can throw Miss Sparks an email. She keeps attendance for me for meetings. So make sure that we get you taken care of. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Please stay safe.
Hey, Miss Jones,
Yes,
before we go, there is a question
sure.
in the chat from Annie about any more conversation happening about potential NTI. Shelby County incidence rate is higher than Jefferson County right now. And Emily North said that this is also a concern for me.
Well, we do have a meeting. I was told, might have been Friday, maybe Friday. There is a task force meeting. The task force is the group of parents and teachers and admin that have been put together to work on coming back to school. They sent us an email and said we're having a Zoom tomorrow. So I am part of that task force. That Zoom is set for 3:00. So other than that, I have no more.
Type Sparks. I'm on an iPhone.
Okay, Miss Sprott's on the iPhone. Other than that, guys, I have no more information as I sit here in this chair, but I am going to be part of that task force meeting, and that again is at 3:00. So I'm going to kind of shut my doors tomorrow afternoon at 3, and let my admin team take care of ending the day, and I'll be part of that. And that's going to be a Zoom meeting.
Miss Jones,
Yes, ma'am.
I know you said you instructed them to follow the directions for tomorrow with picture day, but it looks like our times are really tight. So if they just make sure to wait until we call them down or, tell them to come down so we don't get a big backlog at the picture area.
Okay. We can do that. So guys, if you heard Miss Fry, and we'll send out an email reminder for those that have already gotten off. We're just 1 minute over, so we're still doing good. Please, we're going to call you so that we can make sure we keep the lines and things going. So I do want to say ahead of time, I apologize for interrupting your instruction. I hate to do that, but this might necessitate that we do it just for tomorrow so that we can take care of making sure all of our kids get through a line. So I have reminded those at-home parents, because I've gotten a lot of calls, even though I had it in the SMORE, and that's fine. It was a lot to read, but I'm reminding my at-home parents that this is not for at-home kids. We're trying to keep kids from coming in and out of the building for contact tracing purposes. We have a day for them set for December the 11th. That's the day for makeups, and that's the day for at-home kids. So if they ask about that, please let them know we haven't forgotten about those babies. We just want to do things safely. They absolutely will be participating in Picture Day, but they should not just be showing up and being a part of Picture Day that's scheduled for here. That's going to be a tight turnaround. And because we have to keep up with contact tracing, I cannot have people in and out of the building that way. I've explained that to 2 or 3 families today. But if you get that and you don't want to answer that question, you can send those questions to me and I'll take care of them for you. It was in the SMORE that went out Friday. I made sure it was, but that's okay. We'll help them understand that we haven't forgotten those babies. Okay. Anything else before I let you guys go? All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and see you tomorrow.
Ms. Jones, there is another question.
Yeah.
It's about classified staff for November 3rd.
Classified staff is not required to be at the PD November 3rd.
Thank you.
I will have that in an email too. Make sure that they know that. Nobody is required to work November 2nd. Not even my new teachers. They have moved that day, and I've informed those 2 new teachers. They moved that day to December. So nobody will be required to work at all December 2nd. And only classified or only certified, only certified is required to be here Tuesday, November 3rd.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that.
Nope, thank you. And I'll put it in the SMORE too, and I'll put that in an email. Absolutely. All right, Ms. Moore, you see anything else?
I do not.
All right, guys, I will see you later. Enjoy your Tuesday.
Hey, Donna.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Corey.
Hey, Corey.
What's up?
Not much, man. Not much. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, I was curious if you wanted to chat with me as soon as everybody finishes signing off. I figured that'd be a good time.
That would. Let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I know you've been busy, so
I'm
yeah.
gonna stop recording if I can figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
All
Or
right.
if you want, you and me just call you back on a separate